In this short video, I wish to talk about some useful tactics involved in finishing a painting, or at least taking it closer to the desired level of completion. Ironically, in this particular painting, we see an artist in her studio getting ready to begin the work on the blank canvas before her. The figure and the interior of the studio are indicated with broad brush strokes and soft outlines, yet despite its apparent fuzziness, the work is well advanced and very much ready for completion. The traditional way of bringing a painting to a conclusion is a converging path. In other words, the broad overall tonal relationships established in first stages of painting are accentuated and refined further in the last stages by smaller and sharper details. Before we begin to paint, the canvas is blank, the creative opportunities are infinite. With each painted shape, our creativity is directed. Its path is narrowed and the focus sharpened to a point of precision and finish. Here will be some useful tactics for finishing a painting successfully. It is smart to keep the work as broad and as unfinished as you can in the first stages. This will allow the work to grow out of big and general truths. If the rendering is broad in the beginning, there will be a place for the fine details in the end. Also, any mistakes made are more easily corrected in the early stages. At each stage, do something different. Focus on some different quality of the image. For example, starting with big shapes, continuing with medium ones, and finishing with small planes is a good idea. Or starting with a limited monochrome palette, proceeding with muted colors, and finishing with saturated tones and full palette. Whatever you do, try to avoid the monotony or doing one thing over and over in exactly the same way. The effect is dull or barely noticeable, but the work is hard. Putting the trust in the process. In the course of painting, sometimes our focus shifts from noticing and recording the effects of light to making a product or realizing some clever idea. In other words, our practice becomes too idealistic, confined by some preconceived notions. That can only mean that it's time to step back to see what does the reference image show? How is it different from my painted version of it? Then patiently and slowly direct your workflow back to the following the reference image as close as you can. If the focus and the work will be there, the finish will come. There is no need to rush it.